Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name Lord Jude Namdi, and I want to say thank you to the admin of Fabulous Ties for this rare privilege to share my thoughts on marriage. Basically, some challenges we face in marriage and how to deal with them, and also to share my thoughts on how to choose or how to know the right one. Firstly, I would like to say that I would like to list out four basic things that are like major challenges in marriage. The first one is communication. The second one is companionship. Thirdly, I would like to say cultural differences can be a huge issue in marriage. And lastly, sex. How can communication be a problem in marriage? Um, when there is no smooth communication between spouses, it brings about a lot of challenges because oftentimes, especially at the early stages of marriage, couples tend to misunderstand each other alone. Believe you me, it doesn't matter how long you date for 8, 10 years. The moment you get married, there's a psychological change. I don't know what brings about it, but it just happens. You are no longer boyfriend and girlfriends or fiancés and whatever. You're now man and wife. And the man feels the need to stand his ground as the man, and the woman feels the need to, you know, stand her ground as the woman. So there's a psychological imbalance that takes time to really strike the balance if you want a happy home. Basically, keys to having a smooth communication in your marriage is you must trust your spouse's judgment. Believe you me, you just have to trust the judgment. I mean, she said something that doesn't really feel all right. You just believe she must have said that out of some awkward feeling or because she was not happy at the moment, or you just want to blame it on something rather than get worked up, really. So then, when you are angry or when one is angry, it's actually not the right time to exchange words, basically. So when a party is angry, the other party should play cool. That's the only way. And when both heads are cool, then you can initiate a conversation to resolve the issues. There's no point fighting. In fact, my basic routine is, if after the quarrel I'm still going to forgive you, then I forgive you in advance. It works for me. No gist, no story. I'm not trying to do some motivational talks right here. It's what has been working for me, and I pray it keeps working. I believe it will keep working. So there's no point venting negative energy, quarreling with your spouse, if at the end of the day you know this is my spouse and I still want to go on with this person. So, which is the best thing to do anyway. So communication can be a problem, but you must take the steps to, you know, stay sane. That's the truth. Companionship. Companionship is very key. Couples have a lot of differences in their hobbies and choices, and you can't be the same all the way. So companionship doesn't mean you have to be exactly the same thing. No, it just means that you must be able to complement each other, which is very vital to your relationship. Companionship is like the lifeline of any working relationship. I'll give a practical example. Most guys likes to watch football, while the ladies likes to do Z World and all that Telemundo crap. Sorry, Telemundo. So I don't piss someone off tonight. So if your wife loves Telemundo and you love football, my brother, my sister, a lot of the time guys are not even interested. They don't want to hear the gist. But let me tell you something. As a guy, you must just play that dumb. That's the truth. Play dumb or play smart, however you choose to understand it. Your wife wants to talk about Elimundo. Engage in that conversation with her. Just make it as short as you want to make it, but just give her that listening attention, that listening ear, because every aspect of your spouse's life that they can't share with you, believe you me, they're sharing it with someone else. Take it or leave it. That's a fact. Tested, trusted. If there's a part of you don't like football, your spouse likes football. He wants to talk about Chelsea, you're not interested. He wants to talk about Barcelona, you're not interested. He just with his friend. And let me tell you, every time out he spends discussing something he likes with someone else, you never can tell what creeps in from there. And every time you don't want to share something with your wife, and for that reason, and it's something she likes to talk about, she will definitely get someone to have that gist with, and you never can tell what comes from that conversation. So you just have to be there, be each other's companion. My time is running out. Cultural differences, big problem, big problem, especially when you are from different cultural backgrounds and you have different beliefs. I remember the first day I was going to make ogbolo soup for my wife as a husband, like as a couple. Yeah, and it was a debate, a very dramatic debate. I do it this way. She goes, no, this is not how we do it in our place. This is not how, not like a fight, but it was an altered debate. So I just got at the point, okay, look, come what's me, I'm making the soup my way, the way I know. I don't doubt the fact that you must have learned it differently, but just let me do what I want to do. Then if I fail, I fail, you know. So she sat down and just kept watching my style, and it was like magic. And eventually I was done. Everybody loved the soup. And she was like, whoa, so but can be made this way? Fine. I think 2 weeks down the line, I had to learn her style too. Today I can make both styles. Today she can make both styles. You know, so that's the cultural difference. That's the baby side of it. The other side of it is when you are Igbo and you have a Yoruba in-law and you basically hug your relatives in your place and your in-laws expect your children to prostrate for them. My brother, whatever needs to be done to make your marriage work, just do it. Basically, as long as you are in that marriage, make it work. Sex can be a huge problem when you have spouses. Some spouses don't like sex, believe it or not, especially the very religious ones, the ones from a very typical Christian background. I don't know their problem with sex. A lot of us grow up believing sex is a sinful venture, and whether they like it or not, even when they feel they are married and they are licensed, it still doesn't. A lot of them are not psychologically prepared for sex. That's the truth. And I think the men suffer more in that perspective. We have more women who are less sexually active. Look, man, blessed be the lucky ones that are very sexually active. Shout out to the ladies. So sex can be a problem. When you have that issue, I swear the first temptation is, especially when you're a guy and you've tasted a lot of good stuff, you know. So the first temptation is just keep this one as a wife and go out and have fun. But then it's going to harm your home. Don't do it. So best thing is sit down, talk about it. She lacks sex education, give it to her, teach her, subdue her to every material that can help her get better sexually, as long as she's interested in learning. That's down that. Finally, the next question, which is trust, knowing the right person. I'll go straight about it. There is knowing the right person has nothing to do with attributes. My perspective, believe you me, you can judge me for it, but this is me pouring out my heart. Choosing a life partner, it's about a feeling that you must trust. Examples are that partner you're choosing is not the smartest you've met, is not the prettiest, is not the best cook. In as much as we love to tell ladies all these beautiful things, yes, we tell them because we chose to adopt them like that, you know. So basically, if you want to checkmate, really, the people we end up with doesn't mean we didn't end up with them because they are these most beautiful ones we've met. We didn't end up with them because they are the best in everything. So sometimes you sit down to ask yourself as a spouse, why did I choose her? You choose her because personally, I chose my wife because I felt differently about her. I've been with a lot of people and had a lot of friends and had more female friends than male. But then meeting her, being with her felt different. It felt different. I felt a different kind of feeling for her. You know, she was that woman I want to wake up to see her face right next to me on my bed every morning. So she was just the one for me. I knew what I felt for her wasn't a short term thing. I felt it was long time. I could clearly see us spending the rest of our lives together, and I trusted that feeling. And obviously, we were friends for 2 years actually, and until we got to that point where we realized that we both mean the world to each other, and I couldn't envision myself being with anybody else other than her. So that was it for me. It comes as a feeling. Trust that feeling. Don't marry anybody for any quality. Pretty face can cease to be pretty tomorrow, and that pimples, bombarded face can be clear tomorrow. So don't use those criteria at all. It's not by height or by look or by look for a good man with a good heart, and for the guy look for a virtuous woman. So look out for some basic qualities that you want in a woman. Is a woman, look for a woman with a good heart, a woman with good morals. I think that's good enough for me. Food, all that. She doesn't know how to cook, she can learn. So many of the things we term important are not really important. That's the truth. So I think that's it for me. Trust your feeling. That person, picking that person, it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling you must trust that this is the person, and it comes with how you feel about the person. That's the feeling. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. It's 9 minutes 40 seconds. I've got to go. Thank you.